I feel like this message found you at the right time, and I feel like if you found yourself on this video, it's because this is for you. But I really feel called to talk to the souls like you probably watching this video who take life too seriously on this journey, on this awakening path, this healing path. And I will say too, we're living in a time that is very uncertain on Earth. A lot of what we are going through and traversing in this realm on planet Earth, in our own human bodies, our psyches, and just the collective, it's chaos. It's gnarly out there. It is scary. It is just a wild world that we're living in right now. But that said, you know, this is something that I feel really we need to all embody this more and embrace more, and that is joy. It is play. It is having fun. It is carving out time in our life to, I saw 111 as I said that, carving out time in our life to actually evoke that feeling of loving joy within us, that inner child free expression that literally doesn't care about the world around us and doesn't stress or fear or worry about tomorrow or about what's happening on the news. Like, we need to really learn and hone in on that concept of joy and this bubble of that rainbow energy, because right now, as I said, on Earth, it's very uncertain times. We don't know what's going to happen. Now, a lot of us, and even me as an intuitive, I can tune into what's happening, what's going to happen, but I still have no clue. None of us have an idea. And we need to remember that joy is the purest form of who we are. It is tied to our light. It is tied to our source of unconditional love within us. And I'm saying this to you because, again, I trust that you found yourself here to hear this message, to be reminded of it, because I just want to say from my own experience, I was dancing in my room and I was just like putting on music that I love, remembering that, oh, I can evoke this energy. It's not something that is out of reach for us. Even, and I say this, even in a time where you might be traversing some darkness, some pain, you're in the void, if you create a playlist on your phone of music that you love, or things that you know will evoke that joy, and you carve out time, even just 10 minutes, even just 5 minutes, to be honest, to allow yourself to dive into dance or whatever brings you joy, you know, play or playing with children or, what was I gonna say? Singing, like any sort of thing that really evokes that energy. For me, it's dance. I'm telling you, nothing can break me when I am in the mode of dancing to the music that I love. And music is a great way for us to evoke this joyful expression. So if we all know this, right? But like, find the music that you love, that lights a fire in you and that brings out that fun energy, because this has the power to heal. And one thing I will say as well, in this energy, a great thing to do when you are whatever, dancing or singing or whatever, is really tuning into even more of those desires, even more of the life that you want to create for yourself and for the world, because this is a great way. When you're in that energy, you will attract more of what you desire in this life when you are in a high state of loving energy. We know this, right? We know that when your emotions are present, tied to the thing that you are focused on, we have the power to amplify that and to attract that very thing into our life. So why not, when you're in a state of joy and dancing your heart out, just evoke this idea of your future and of what you want to create now, and not to fixate on the future. This isn't, I don't want you to get fixated on like manifestation. I'm not a big proponent of like constantly focused on our future. We need to be in the present, but when you're dancing or when you're in this joyful energy, you are present, you are in your body, and you are here and now. So whatever you're kind of thinking about, dreaming about, yes, it might be a future timeline, but you're feeling it now, and then you can go about your day and continue onward with your life. But I just feel like I've noticed the power in my life of how this has transformed me. Even, I will just say, like, I haven't danced in a while the way I just did, and I was like, why have I not done that? Like, where did she go? Because every time I do, I remember the power that it holds. I remember that energy that is within me. And as I mentioned too, you know, this is a great thing to do when you are still in a time of deep healing, because I think if anything, it's the most important time to be doing this, to be evoking joy, because I will say I have gone into times where I've been so in the deep end, so in the dark, that I've almost gotten addicted to the tears, to the crying, and feeling like I didn't have, this is a big one, feeling almost as if I didn't deserve or I wasn't allowed to experience joy. I was like, no, this time is simply for the healing. And of course, yes, there's periods for that, but I do believe it can go hand in hand. And it's actually, this is important, it's actually very, very vital and crucial that we do. And I think the most important thing that we do balance both at the same time. We don't want to get too addicted to the healing and the death, and we also don't want to dive to the other end of like suppressing our emotions and just being in joy all the time. I used to do that too. Check out my older videos. I was just like, love and light, you know, and it was beautiful. It was the era for that. But I learned that like we need to really understand how to hone in on all of our emotions and learn how to balance them on a daily basis. And yeah, so anyways, I just think, as I mentioned, and why I feel called to share this message to the collective, to you listening, is joy is a precious energy. It is, in my opinion, what will build and what we are building and going towards in this new creation of a new world, of a new earth, of the future of what our children get to enjoy on this planet. We're going towards a life where joy is so heavily present. Joy is the main thing that we experience every time we wake up. And I will say, I remember on ancient Earth, because I've remembered like the feeling of what it used to be before the patriarchy. I remember waking up and life was a living, breathing miracle every day. Joy was accessible all the time. It wasn't something that was out of reach, or that was like, if anything, like the hardest thing to emit, because of the world we live in, where everything is just stressful and you just, you know, look around, right? It's just, we live in a really dark time right now, a very fallen time. And I don't believe it was always that way. I really don't. And I don't believe that the future for my children, at least I can say, will not be experiencing a life where joy isn't present every single day. So it's our duty, it's your duty to evoke that, to find those things that light you up, and let this be your permission slip. Even though you don't need it from me, I'm going to say, give yourself permission. This is important because, I'll say it again, I can get addicted to that healing trap. And I think a lot of us do on this path, because we feel as though, well, this is the time for the darkness. Let me dive deep in and stay there. No, I do believe that, in fact, I will say this, a lot of my healing in my life has come through joy and that expression of love. Even, yes, I've worked with plant medicine before, and honestly the most liberating time and healing experiences for me have been when I've been hysterically laughing with this medicine moving through me, and I'm just on the floor just like crying tears of joy versus tears of sadness. I think that that's another way that we can actually heal. So it in itself is healing. The joy, it's not just that it's it's not related, it's actually so related to healing. Anyone who kind of knows this, and I'm not just saying with plant medicine, with anything in life, like everyone knows that when you tap into that state of extreme laughter, you know, those times where you're with your friends and you just are hysterically laughing, and you're like that comical friend that just like makes you fall on the floor and like have to pee your pants because you're just like, they're so funny. This is healing, in my opinion. So let yourself enjoy that and find those things that light you up, because you are doing healing for your own DNA, for the collective, for the world at large. And I also do believe, I don't know why I'm getting this download, but it makes sense. I'm seeing a bunch of trees in my mind's eye, and I'm like, I feel as though when we emit joy, we're healing the trees, we're healing the earth, even though she doesn't quote unquote need our healing. In a way, we're all tied together, right? Humanity, earth, we're one and the same. So when we heal, she heals, and vice versa. But I feel when we're out, I've noticed this when I'm on walks and I'm in joy, I start communicating with the trees. I start feeling their energy because they match us. So that's another thing too, is getting out in nature and really allowing your heart to be open and to express that joy out to the world and to nature, to the animals, to the plants. I've even noticed this as well. I've seen myself like in states of high joy. Animals notice. They literally notice. If you haven't noticed, also dolphins, they're like the most joyful animal. I'm seeing a bunch of dolphins. So maybe connecting to dolphins too. Or birds. I just saw a bird fly by. And just expressing your joy, give gratitude to the animals, to the animal kingdom, and to earth. And gratitude, we know this too, right? Gratitude's a great way to emit that joy. So if it's hard for you right now to express joy, and you're like, I'm trying, but I just feel like I hate life right now, let me tell you, there is that one thing that you can find that will emit that from you. And for me, it's dance. So maybe that's for you to get into dancing. And as I said, this is like, you can do this in your own home with music, and just shake your ass, like do whatever you need to do to feel good in your body and emit that joy, because it's your birthright, and this is how we're going to heal the world and heal your body and your DNA and awaken deeper to who you are as a soul who was born to be in this energy and not sit in lack and sorrow and sadness all the time. So yeah, that's the message for today. I hope you enjoyed. Go out there, enjoy your life, my love. And if you enjoyed this, I would love if you would join the channel, subscribe, because I'm starting to share a lot more of these videos on here. They bring me so much joy as well. I love filming. But yeah, so much love to you, and I will see you so soon.